have you back in my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a whole bunch of different Easter recipes. I'm going to prepare some fresh dinner rolls for eating with our Easter dinner. I'm going to make challah bread, and in between that we're going to make some really yummy Easter egg cookies with mini eggs and who knows what else. So stay with me, we're going to have fun today in the kitchen. So these are all great things that you can throw in your freezer and pull out when you're ready, the night before or the morning of, so it's just perfectly fresh, and then all you have to do is warm things up in the oven. So those be the kinds of things that I want to get done today. So let's start off with some homemade dinner rolls, because those will be great. I might make 2 pans. I'm not sure how much it makes, but I think I'm going to double it, because then we can always have extra for another meal. And these again are all things that are going to be able to go in the freezer. Then later on, I'm going to go outside and do some seedling planting. It's going to be fun. We're going to get a lot accomplished today. Okay, so I think we're just going to do it one at a time, because I don't want to get ahead of myself and forget any ingredients. So we're going to start with the dinner rolls first, and then we'll get them proofing, and then we'll start with the challah bread. And then while those things are rising, we'll get to some Easter cookies. Okay, so what I was gonna do is I was gonna start both of these at the same time, both yeast mixtures, but I thought, no, I'm gonna go get ahead of myself, and then I'm gonna forget something. So right now for the dinner rolls, we're gonna put 1.5 cups of milk that's warmed up, and I'm going to add, not very warm, just like lukewarm, 3 teaspoons, because I'm making quite a few, of fresh yeast. This is just regular yeast. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to mix this up a little bit, give it a stir, and set it to the side. Okay, so here's the really fun part. I get to use my new mixer, and my KitchenAid was starting to wear out, and I got this new one. It's just an Amazon one, and it had really good reviews, and it's got this cover I like, and it's also got a much bigger bowl. So I should be able to make much bigger batches with this one, because my KitchenAid that I had was like the original version. And so, yeah, I'm excited to try this. I just added the dough hook, so we will see. So I just added 8 cups of flour to this, and the bowl is so nice and big, way much bigger than the other KitchenAid mixer. So I'm definitely excited about this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. And 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm using pink Himalayan salt here. So I have these beautiful fresh eggs. from the chicken coop that I'm using. And I'm going to add 5 eggs. So there we go. Now I'm gonna attach this, and I can't wait to see how it works. So I have to figure this thing out, but love this lid. How does that stay? Oh, it locks itself. Perfect. Okay, so I just gave it a quick mix, and now I've added a cup of butter cubed up, and I'm going to continue mixing this with the dough hook. This dough looks really nice, although the mixer's new and it did kind of smell like when it's first new, but hopefully it can continue. Like, look at this dough, isn't it nice? It's a very kind of sticky-ish dough. So I went ahead and I've greased this bowl. And I'm just gonna let it rise for a couple hours with a towel on it now. So I've been enjoying this bread-proof setting on the oven. It's been working really good. So I think what I'm gonna do, because we don't have the fire on today, is I'm gonna throw it in here and let that proof, and then I'm gonna get started on the Challah bread. I'm not even gonna wash this because I'm making another batch of a different type of bread. We're gonna make a Challah bread. Is it Challah bread? I'm not sure how to say it, but I think it's Challah, and that's an Easter braid, and I'm really excited about trying it. I've never made one before. Okay, so I've got my 1.5 cups really warm water, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of yeast, actually 2 tablespoons of yeast, which equal 2 packets if you're using them by the packet. Same thing, and you just want to give that a little stir. And it doesn't say in this recipe to add sugar to our yeast mixture, but I always do just because it helps it bubble up a little faster. And this is a sweet bread, so it's going to be a sweet kind of Easter bread anyway, so a little extra sugar won't be bad at all. So we'll just let that sit now and wait till it all bubbles up. Okay, so now I have my yeast stuff bubbling up, and in a microwave safe bowl I put in the butter, the sugar, and the salt, which is 3/4 cup of butter and 1/2 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt. And I've warmed that up and kind of melted it, but I'm making sure it's not hot because I'm going to dump it into this yeast mixture now. And then I'm going to break in 5 eggs. This one I just broke, so I'm definitely using that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm using 5. You're supposed to use 6, but I think that'll just be totally fine. And then, oh, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to whisk this in first, and then I'm going to put my egg mixture in there. I mean my butter, melted butter stuff. So I've never done this recipe before. I can't wait to see how it works out. And I can't wait to try it because it looked like somewhat of a dense style sweet loaf. And, oh, there's puppy playing downstairs, playing ball. Okay. Wow, that's a pretty full bowl. Okay, so I'm gonna whisk this up and then I am going to pop it in the mixer and add the rest of the dry ingredients. Okay, so that's 6 cups of flour. I'm getting used to this mixer now, and I like it. Really like this big bowl. And I knew when I had my KitchenAid that I couldn't get a bigger bowl for the model I had. So I'm just gonna let this knead. We'll see what the dough looks like in a few minutes. So I just ended up adding 2 more cups of flour because it's just not coming together. So it said 3.5 cups twice, so I'm doubling it, but I ended up adding 2 extra. So maybe even half a cup more. So at least 8.5 cups I'm at this point. Okay, so while I have those dough in the oven proofing, I'm gonna get started on our Easter cookies. So they're gonna be really soft and moist, yet nice crunchy bottom with some Cadbury mini eggs in them. So the kids love these ones. These cookies are so awesome because they're 1 bowl cookies. You just dump everything in here and go. Look at this beautiful day. Aren't the clouds look so pretty today? And the sun is coming out. It's warming right up. Looks so pretty. So what I have added to this is 1.5 cups of butter softened at room temperature, and I even put in the microwave just for a little bit, just to soften it up but not melt it. 2 cups of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 2 eggs, vanilla, a good couple tablespoons, 5 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons of cornstarch, that's that right there, and a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to pop that in here and give it a mix. It's so super easy and super fast. This looks like such nice dough. So this is perfect. That was so easy. Just pop it all in 1 bowl and go. Get out some mini eggs, or you can also use Smarties or any other thing, but it's cute if it's colored like the pink and green with for Easter. And I'm just gonna take my cookie sheets now, 2 at a time, and line them with parchment paper. And then I gotta find my little baby cookie scoop somewhere around here for putting it on the cookie sheets. Yesterday, me and my granddaughter made all these little egg nests, which are so cute. Another little Easter dessert. And they're like, oh, loosen a chocolate, loosen an egg. They're just so easy. It's just chocolate and peanut butter nests. And I'll put these away before I drop them. But this is so cute to put out for the kids to eat as well at dessert. Let's do a little check on our dough that's been proofing. Oh, that one is really doubling, and so is that one. Okay, great, because I need to take these things out of the oven from proofing. And oh, they're looking really good. I'm gonna cover these with a tea towel. And in the meantime, I'm going to put the oven on at 350 for the cookies. So I'm just going to make sure that I cover this dough and get another one for that dish. So there's our dough, and you can also cover that in saran wrap if you need to, but I think the warmth from the oven and what soft doughs those are, it's going to be fine here while I make the cookies. Everything's going great. I think it's time for a tea. The other thing I did is I took out some stuff from the freezer that is gone stale, and I make a lot of homemade French bread, so I had some extra. It's not really stale, but I want to use it for the flavor, and just some extra squished loaves and things so that I can get my stuffing cubes prepared and dried. So I'm just going to let those thaw, and then I'm going to cube them up and dry them out in the oven as well. This even looks perfect, like I'm going to have enough. for one more cookie sheet after. So if I'm right, it should make 3 cookie sheets. Yeah, and this mixer is turning out to be quite nice. I really love having this handle, but I want to give it time to make sure it doesn't burn out or something, because I do use them a lot. But I really like it so far, and it was somewhat pretty easy to clean. No worse to clean than the KitchenAid was, that's for sure. Okay, so back to our dinner rolls. I've got 2 big pans greased with some cooking spray, and now I'm going to take my dough that has doubled in size, and I'm going to fill these pans with little buns, and then we're going to let them have one more rise. So let's do that first. So I've greased 2 pans, but I don't know if I'll need 2 pans. I'm just going to get these little bun rolls here, cut up into evenly little slices. All you have to do for buns is take the dough and pull it around and tuck it into like a little, almost like you're making a little dumpling at the bottom, and that will be your top. And then I'm just going to place these in here. Now they don't have to be super tight because they're going to still rise, another rise. So I'm going to make all these cute little buns here, pinch them underneath, and see how many we can get. We're going to make an egg wash and brush these when they're ready, and then we're going to bake them at 350 for approximately 25 minutes. So I'm going to put those back on top of the oven where it's warm and let them rise. Okay, now it's time for the challah bread, and look at that. Doesn't that look so beautiful? So we're going to get this put out and braided, and then we're going to egg wash everything. So this one I'm definitely going to add some flour to. Boy, I don't know if I have a big enough. I might have to make this in 2 separate pans. But this looks so nice. Wow. Really happy with how this is turning out so far. So I'm going to hopefully get 2 braids out of this. I don't know if I should do 1 big braid or 2 small braids. Let's see. Let's see how thick my braids are going to be. Let's see how long one of these will roll out. That's not too bad. Maybe 2 smaller ones would be nicer anyway, because then I can use this pan that I already greased. That's funny. Puppy's driving by in the Bobcat. Oh, here he comes back. Okay, so what I'm hoping will happen is I can make 2 braids, one for in this pan that I already greased, and I'm going to reuse this cookie parchment cookie sheet that I've got and make our braids, and then I will get the egg wash on them, because I just egg washed these guys and they're all ready now to double in size. I think I'm going to set these 3 aside and give this a whirl. So I think if I just braid this like normal, tuck that end under. What am I doing? How can I not remember how to braid? Okay, there we go. And over, and over. This one's getting a little skinny here. I think it's still going to turn out. And over, because you tuck the ends. Okay, you tuck them under and roll. That looks actually really pretty. I think it's going to look good. So I'm going to get that first one into this pan, and I think I'm going to put it on an angle, like so. And then this one, I might just do this one right on the cookie sheet, so I don't have to lift it up. Let's try and do that. These are so pretty, and I love a good sweet dough. So I am excited to try it. This is like octopus bread, honestly. Okay, what am I doing? That's not right, but that's okay. It's still I can braid hair without looking, but I can't braid bread apparently. That's okay, there we go, we're back on track. We're back in, I don't know what this business is, but that's okay. Oh man. I think I might try and fix it, if I can. Let's see, where did I get lost? There, nope. There we go. Okay, I feel better about that. Okay, there. So there's our second one. And our first one. These are pretty fun and easy to make. I love the dough, and it's interesting making 2 batches of different dough at the same time, because they're just acting very different, and they have very different textures. So it's amazing that just a couple little tweaks of ingredients can change how airy or dense or sweet or not sweet or savory or what your ingredients, how so many things and varieties and ways you can make things. And literally everything with dough has similar ingredients. So this is looking so good. I can't wait to get out there and get some seeds going. Yesterday we got some seeds done already, and today I'm just gonna get a bunch more done. So there we go. Looks so pretty. I'm gonna take everything over here. To the stove and let it rise. So there's all our goodness. I think I might just move those out of the way so we don't have an accident here. And then those can fit on here better. There we go. Perfect. So pretty. Can't wait to get this stuff done, cooled. Might have to sample these buns, but we'll get everything in the freezer for our Easter dinner. And there's 2 last things I have to make. Also, I've got the cookies and then the chewy Easter cookies I have for the kids to munch on when they get here or after dinner. I'm going to be making a carrot cake with cream cheese icing. I'm excited about that. I know my daughter is because that's her favorite. And mine too, it really is. I love carrot. So after this, I'm gonna wait for the stuffing I'm gonna make stuffing cubes with my thawed bread. It's still a bit frozen, so I'm gonna probably go check out the greenhouse in between here while this is rising. Okay friends, I have quite a mess. I definitely want to get a handle on this kitchen. I've got stuff everywhere. Piles and piles. I want to give the kitchen a good clean, and then we're gonna head outside and do some seed planting while the stuff on the stove is rising. So that should be fun and a really nice break. So first, gotta get this kitchen cleaned up. Okay, I almost forgot. Before I start cleaning, I am going to make one of these with sprinkles on them for my granddaughter because I meant to do that and I almost forgot, and I want it to kind of sit into the egg wash while it's wet. So there we go. One true Easter sweetbread and one without sprinkles for whoever would prefer. Hey friends, today I am planting some seeds. I'm pretty excited about getting my seeds started because this last month and a half has been a month, and I feel like I got to get back on track. I got to get things done that I've been wanting to do, and this planting seeds is one of them. So I've got out all my trays and I went through a lot of my seeds. I still have quite a few that I want to start for different size planters, and all that I'm going to start inside for these raised beds, except for some things that do better when they're direct planted. And I want to plant a bunch of flowers to be able to go into my green stock type planter things. So I came out today and did some tidying up, checking out my raspberries. They're doing good. This should be the first year of planting these, or maybe like a year and a half of planting these, and I've got 3 rows now. And I'd like to expand and put another row in over here, but that's for future time. So today I am planting and sorting. What are you doing in there? What are you doing in there? Oh, you want me to throw it? Wrong way. She'll get it. Super smart. Get it, Rick. Oh, you ran right over it. Silly girl. So, really want to organize this greenhouse. You know how everything just gets thrown in here. I've been digging stuff out. At the end of the year, we've been through it. So a lot of stuff was just chucked in here. but I want to get this all organized and ready because this year's going to be different. I'm so excited that I'm going to be home the majority of the summer to be able to really work on my yard, work on my garden beds that have never got to get planted yet, and work on all sorts of other yard projects. These are my hollyhocks. I cleaned up yesterday. They were all dry and gross, twigs everywhere, and they are all heirloom variety hollyhocks, and they come up so beautiful. They come right up almost to the top of the windows, so I can see all the flowers blooming. And unfortunately, this cold frame, the glass broke on it in the winter. A big wind came up and smashed it, so I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do with this. Basically, it is turned into a cat litter box by the cats, so not happy with that, but have to figure something out. And it's almost beautiful enough. We're hauling out all the chairs and gonna set up the patio soon, so I'm not sure if you can see, but there's still ice on the lake. It's almost melted. It's gonna be, I don't know, 10 degrees today. Pretty beautiful. So we're getting there. You can see that there's a lot of mud, and we're gonna try not to drive through here for a little while because it's so mucky. We want it to dry up. But this, our roundabout, I need to do a really good weeding job in here, and you can hear me kind of out of breath, so I'm just doing little bits at a time. I think I'm fighting something. Jamie seems to have some sort of chest infection, so he's sleeping in another room and trying to stay away from me, and we're trying to stay outside as much as we can. So I don't get it, but I think I'm fighting it. And for those of you guys who know about my transplant, I'm really immunosuppressed, so I can catch everything. So far so good, but I can feel myself fighting something. But I still want to be outside enjoying the fresh air because I feel like that's the safest place to be. So this is going to be a project. Like digging out all this was like the hollyhocks were. But I will get it done one little bit at a time. I'm not in a rush. And that'll be a great little spring project. Hi, girls. Are you coming to say hi? Hey, honey. Hi. Hi, honey. Come on. Oh, they're all coming over to say hi. And you. Hi. A few left. I got to get major hatching after last year's big invasion of the fox. So I've really been depleted in the flock. So that's another project. I can't wait to get out my incubator, which I'm going to show you guys, my brand new incubator. I can't wait to get hatching. So that is definitely up next too. So it's pretty sad. Some of you guys might notice that there's only 3 of these guys because we lost one of our babies to a horse kicked her in the head, and it's been a lot to get over. I'm still not over it, and I won't be over it for a long time. But all we can do is give these guys as much love as we can. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But they definitely feel the loss. They definitely, especially this little one, her sister, she can really get lonely. Good girl. So last year, after getting all these boxes filled with dirt, there was a little bit of extra soil left, and we've added some to this. This is like our potato garden. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the chickens because they're already excited about this area, digging in it. We'll have to come up with some sort of fence thing. And So all the extra dirt I kind of piled over here by the composter. So I'm just gonna fill up this wagon with the dirt and use that for filling my seed trays. Hi, babies. Hi. Okay. I'm so excited to get this tap hooked up too. Then I'll have some more water because I have the water barrel over there. And it sucks because at the end of the year it was nice and full. We had to let it go so it wouldn't crack the plastic. So now I've got it closed up again so we can start collecting water, even though it's bone dry. Hopefully that will happen and the water will start filling up. Wow, look at the sky behind me. Isn't it so beautiful? Oh, it feels so good to be out here with almost all the snow gone. I think there's like a tiny little pile on the other side of here. Otherwise, that's it. We left when it was snowy and we came back to melted. Can't get better than that. Wow, have these ever proofed up? It is getting so big. That looks so beautiful, and the buns are looking really great too. Now these guys are almost bursting out of the pan, so I think I'm gonna bake them first. And they both bake at 350, so I'm gonna get these guys in the oven, and it says between 45 minutes and an hour. So by then those buns should be perfectly ready to go in. Still watching Downton in the background. Oh man, so good if you haven't watched it. Got to start at season 1. Okay, start this at 35. There you have it, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. It feels really good to get a bunch of stuff prepped for Easter so I don't have to do it all on the same day. I am going to do another video of casseroles because I want to do some make-ahead casseroles. Usually the weather's quite more cold out and I can use my front entrance as like an extra fridge. But this year has been so warm, I have to make sure that I have room in the fridge and freezer for things. So I appreciate you joining me. If you try anything, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. It was so fun. We've made buns, we've made some Easter bread, we've made cookies, and we've got the stuffing all gonna be ready to be, well, not stuffing, but the bread's gonna be ready to cube up, dry in the oven, and be ready for stuffing. So stay tuned for some more make ahead meals, and I will see you next time, friends. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.